your mom and them? What's up? Happy
Hello.
Friday the 13th. Ooh, the 13th. Dun, dun, dun. Want to say first off, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And if you're not a father, maybe you will be someday. You know, there's a
Or not.
possibility.
If you don't want to be.
Or not, whichever.
I mean, I'm just saying, Katie, if you're listening, don't take offense, but kids are overrated.
Kids are overrated. Well, I know they're having a fly-in over at Lionel's fly-in, but have I had a haircut? Yeah, I think so, Cloud Chucker. Did I get my haircut after the show? Do fur kids?
Fur kids are way cheaper than skin kids.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're doing a fly-in over at Lionel's fly-in, which is in my state. But to be fair, it's like saying, "Hey, there's a fly-in in Texas, but you live on the far east side, and the fly-in's on the far west side."
Not quite.
It's 4-hour drive.
That's you can be that's a little bit different. 4 hours versus driving across the state of Texas.
Well, yeah, state of Texas probably take a lot longer. But hello, Angela.
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 You know I call her Angle because she's sharp. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to put it. She's sharp.
She is.
So yeah, I got something new in. We're going to get into that. We're actually going to test it tonight and see if it works. I'm interested to know because it's only 2 milligrams. So those strips I've been talking about came in today. I had no idea they were just here when I got home. So I'm like, okay, let's see what happens.
Scott, that's still cheaper than Skin Children.
Yeah, anything cheaper than Skin Children. You'll be paying on them, especially if something happens and you end up splitting away from your significant other, then you might be paying child support for the next
That's cheaper than having to pay for everything. Kids are expensive.
And Bill and Scott and Tony and Angela and Cloud Chugger and Trash Bag and who else am I missing? Everybody, Dire Thing, of course. Yep, I think that's all I see for now, unless I miss somebody. My bad. I got AC in my car under. No more ice bags underneath my Tatas.
Angela, I have AC and I still have to do the t-shirt tuck on occasion. So I mean, maybe not ice bags, but
wow,
she knows what I mean by the t-shirt tuck. It's just one of them things.
We got invited to a party. Now, it's a 4th of July party, so I may miss the 4th of July show because it's actually on the 4th of July on that Friday, and so is the party. But I mean, they're right on the river and literally right where they fire off the fireworks. So maybe I can go live from over there. I'll just have to see. But
yeah, so you get to see the fireworks from the birthplace of the nation.
There you go.
Because being at their house is better than trying to navigate the fucking battlefields to get down there and park at Yorktown.
Or we could stay here and watch the Section 8 fireworks. I'm just saying. Our neighbor does the best. I mean, he does spend a lot of money on fireworks, but yeah, we need to.
Not my truck.
He's going to end up blowing something up. At least this time he said, no, I'm going to shoot him from the field this time, which should be a lot safer.
Should be.
You would be like, oh, well, no show. Well, Tony, I've been that way since the start. Why change it now? I know a lot of other hosts that do shows are like, nope, can't do my show. And that's fine. And which I don't think anybody should compare themselves to somebody else. You do you know. So I just like being consistent, and sometimes I just plain out can't do the show, which which in what, 12 to 13 years, I've barely missed any shows. And it's usually only if I'm at a fly-in or something with no internet, which I still went live. It just wasn't a full 2-hour show. I mean, so gotta give me credit for that. But I try. So what do we have today? And what are we going to test? First, I got to make sure I hit my mod a few times. And then we're going to see how long I can last without vaping, which is going to eat me up. Now, from what I see, hopefully it doesn't make me dizzy or nauseous or anything. Willfly hadn't even shown up yet, so maybe we got to wait for Willfly.
I mean, you might want
to. I mean, it'd be nice if Willfly showed up, since he does something similar, but saw them at Gettysburg. Oh, yeah, cool. That would be nice to see him there. Hey, John Wayne, how you doing, bud? John plans on flying his trike someday soon. I don't know when, but, you know, there's no rush. I definitely wouldn't push you into it. I just want to see you guys, you and Bill, both fly your trikes once. Even if you don't fly it again, I just want to see you do it one time. This is what I got to say about my headset and the sound being messed up sometimes. You know, the Smoke headset, while it's good sometimes, there's a lot of times it's not good.
Bitch.
And it's like, I get ticked off, especially if I turn my head to the left and it makes that loud buzzing sound. There's
Speak
Will.
of the devil.
So if it makes that loud buzzing sound, it gets on my nerves. So if y'all watched the last video that Ripman Riding did, which he just posted yesterday, I do believe, during the Ready to Paramotor show, he posted a video. And his audio is really clear. So when he said I need to turn my side tone on, I know that the V3 headset, you have to turn your side tone. So I thought maybe he had a Smoke headset. No, he's got an Involo. Of course, it's Ripman. Of course, he's got an Involo helmet. So his setup and what I saw from looking online looks identical to my original setup, which had pretty good sound. And now I'm thinking,
that you spent all that money on extra headsets for fucking nothing.
Well, no. Okay. My original headset, the problem with it was, yes, it did Bluetooth and it had good sound, but I could not use a 2-meter radio. I could not use an airband radio.
Ripman sounds just like Ray Romano, yes.
Yes, he does sound like Ray Romano. And now I couldn't even do the accent if I wanted to.
No, please don't try.
Hey, King Cobra. Will, so those things came in today. So we're going to try them here in just a second. I have 4 different flavors. And I have grape, blueberry, mixed berries, and mint. And the one I'm wanting to try, because I'm a big fan of grape.
Cool, King Cobra.
Is I'm going to try grape. So there's 15 of these in a pack. There's 2 milligrams per strip. So from what I see on the directions, I like that the cover is magnetic. I mean, this is paper, but it's got a magnetic cover, which I think is pretty cool to keep it closed. And these, when you take one of these out, it looks like, if you've ever used a nicotine patch, that's what it looks like. It literally looks like a nicotine patch. But these, instead of you putting them on your body, you actually put this on your tongue or on the roof of your mouth. Hey, timekeeper, what's up? I thought you
like
couldn't type because you
Listerine strip.
And hey, Harry, how you doing? So, without further ado, but with one more vape.
Stop sniffing my foot, you weirdo.
I'm gonna try this, and then we're gonna go with the whole. Can it make me not vape?
Stop it!
Does it make me dizzy? Can I tell that it's doing anything? This is going to be the full-blown test for me. So, let's see if I can get this
open. Snip the sock on your own time. Damn, cat.
All right, I'm going to here. If y'all want to
They're
see that, I'm
nicotine
scared to
strips,
show it
Scorp.
close up because you give me a half hour tops. Oh wow! Have you ever bought them Listerine strips from the store? It's a really clear strip.
Yes.
See that? It's just a clear. It looks like a piece of tape. So here goes. I bet you eat the whole thing. Well, it does really stick to the roof of your mouth. It's not a bad grape flavor. I'll give it that. I'm still breathing. What does it taste like?
Chicken.
It tastes grape. Very subtle though. It's not like, oh my God, that's so much grape. It's a subtle grape. And now I'm getting the
Nicotine burn.
exactly. How'd you know what I was gonna say? It's like a nicotine.
Psychic.
The only way I can explain it is a
That
nicotine
tingle like nicotine gum.
Yeah, a burning like in the back of my throat from what you would get if you were smoking a cigarette, or maybe you had some dip in your mouth that burn that goes to the back of your throat. That's what I'm feeling right now. That's exactly what I'm feeling.
I'm taking you guys with me to the kitchen.
I'm scared to drink any of my drink because I don't want to wash this down until it's completely dissolved, but I can definitely feel something going on. Yeah, Will. I can feel the burn in the back of my throat. Oh. You use 0%? Hey, John, that's great, man. I wish I could use 0%.
I don't.
I've tried I've tried going lower and I get really bitchy is the best
He
word
turns
to explain
into
it.
a little bitch.
Yeah, I get really agitated when I haven't had any of my my enes. Caffeine, any een. If I'm missing out on an een, I got problems. I got to say, this is lingering. I can still taste it on the roof of my mouth, even though it's pretty much dissolved. It feels like it's still there, which is weird.
You know, sometimes I want you to live outside. All right. Okay, carry on.
Why do I got to live outside?
Because there's water all over the floor in front of the sink.
Okay.
I know you
Well,
saw it and you just walked away from it.
I was
yeah.
Who turns you on to this? A good buddy of mine, Tony. If y'all remember Coil Master, if you remember Wang from Coil Master, this is what he's doing now. So he was like, "Yeah, let me send you some so you can try these out and see if you like them." What time do I start doing this? I got to know before I go. I got to vape. Well, John, it's for the better, man. At least now that you're vaping, you can vape or not do anything, one of the two, especially that you're vaping 0 milligram. Heck yeah, man. You still get the flavor that way and the sensation of smoking, even though you're not, which is
the
great.
Hand to mouth.
Yep. Hand to mouth, and that is definitely a thing embedded in your brain, the hand to mouth thing. Just the act of vaping, you bringing your hand up to your mouth, it has some kind of stabilizing effect to your brain. I can still taste the grape. It's almost like it coated the roof of my mouth in something grape, and I still feel the sting from the nicotine.
Didn't you stick it to the roof of your mouth?
I did.
And it dissolved on the roof of your mouth?
Yes. It dissolved very slowly, though.
That something is coating the roof of your mouth that tastes like grape. It isn't like that. That's what happened.
Oh, somebody sent a picture from our awesome group, and I don't have my phone. All right, I got to take a drink now.
You know, I don't want to get used to it, Tony. It's ridiculous. He would live in absolute filth. They'd find him dead, buried under a bunch of empty Amazon boxes if I wasn't around to clean up behind him. And I'm tired of it.
For people that vape, though, I think this is awesome for if you're at work and you can't vape because you're inside. If you're in an airplane and you obviously can't vape in an airplane, they'll take you out in handcuffs. This would work. You wouldn't be blowing out any vapor. Angela. It's not affecting anybody else, only you, and you won't have any kind of nick fits. I think that's great. These I would definitely keep on standby for those times you're in a spot where
they put a cow part. Usually they use pig valves for heart transplants. They used cow, huh? That's interesting.
I can't explain the feeling that it's given me. It's kind of like this, but it's not too much, which is great because I was worried. You know, you think, oh, it's only 2 milligram, but when it contacts you directly like that on the roof of your mouth, it hits instantly. The burn from the nick, I guess, comes in about 10 seconds later. Still pretty fast.
So, John, just let us know if you start getting the urge to go munch on your lawn.
A cow aortic valve. Damn. Moo and stuff.
The strip, yeah, it's just like one of the Listerine strips.
Yes, it dissolves. Will. So you literally put it on the roof of your mouth and it dissolves. It's if you've ever had them Listerine strips from the store, it's just like those, except this. I don't know. I don't got the nick ups. That would be a good call, Scott, but that's not what it is. It's just I took a drink and yes, I got a haircut, Tony. I thought I had a haircut before my last show, but maybe not. My hair was getting way too long, and there's no gel or anything in it, so my hair gets really gray looking when there's no gel in there. So
that's bulls in your LZ keep looking at you funny. I bet they're like, you seem familiar to me. See, Angela, that's why vaping works so well, because instead of like the patch or the gum, vaping still allows you some of the most enjoyable things about smoking. So it gives you that lung feeling of being able to take that deep inhale and exhale and see the results with vapor. It satisfies the hand to mouth part, the ritual part. So like when you're done eating dinner and you sit down and you want to smoke a cigarette, you can take a big old vape. A lot of people fail with it though, because depending on what device you use, like something I would say something like me and Scuba use, but who are we kidding? He's disposable king now. It gets fiddly and people are like, I don't want to redo my wicks. I don't want to have to do this. It's way easier to just open a pack of cigarettes.
I think it's
but cigarettes taste icky now.
That on the back of this, I'm going to read y'all this warning. This is hilarious. Toxics, if swallowed, harmful in contact with skin or if...
Thank you, Breeze.
Does that say inhaled? It says inhaled. I'm sure they mean inhaled.
I'd like to see you put out a health warning in Mandarin. Go for it. Knock yourself out. I want to see how well you do it.
The last part says harmful to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. Well, damn, they got Scuba. I'm gonna die.
You're about as aquatic as I am. Not at all.
I'm aquatic. That's why they call me Scuba. Wash thoroughly after handling. If swallowed, immediately call a poison control, blah, blah, blah. If swallowed, why?
All at once.
You're getting it dissolved.
Yeah. If your kid gets into the package and shoves the whole pack in their mouth.
Store in a locked container and keep out of reach of children and pets. That's smart. It does say call poison control if you experience adverse reactions. Rinse mouth thoroughly with water.
Cold water. They should put that.
Yeah.
Hot
Quick
water makes
release,
nicotine
easy to
absorb
use,
faster.
instant satisfaction. What I was hoping that they were going to put is, hey, this is how long one piece should last. How do you know?
That's probably something that they can't measure. I mean, like the Nicorette gum, right? So the first time I quit smoking and was doing Nicorette, I could gnaw on the same piece for about a half an hour, 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then it didn't have that ting. Of course, they said you're not supposed to chew the Nicorette gum. You just bite it between your back teeth. And every once in a while, you're just supposed to bite down on it.
If it dissolves,
But some people,
it stops lasting, right? No. As it was dissolving, Will, that's when I felt it the most. And it's been persistent. So it's not as prevalent as was when it first dissolved. It's calmed down, but I can still tell that
it dissolves.
it's in my system, if that's what makes
Wally wants to know
sense.
how many milligrams each one is.
Each one is 2 milligrams. 2 milligrams. You think, oh, that's nothing, but I can tell you this much. I felt 2 milligrams.
My guess is they keep it low because putting it on the roof of your mouth or under your tongue, it's going to get absorbed into your bloodstream very quickly.
1 cig is more like 48 milligrams, isn't it? From what I've seen on measurements, 1 cig is 48 milligrams of nicotine.
I mean, this is 18 and over, King Cobra. You can talk about your oral fixation.
Uh-oh. Internet messed up, or King Cobra just got his bump from YouTube. I don't know.
I mean, we do judge, but you can talk about it anyway. We're family.
Well, I want to try the other flavors, but I can't cheat and try another one. Would you like to try a flavor?
I mean, you're going to make yourself Nick sick. No, I would not, because I am re-wicking my tank and made fresh juice, and I don't want it tainted.
You don't want it tainted?
No.
You if you take one of these, you won't even need to vape.
But I want to vape. That's the difference.
No, Tetley, these are Nick strips. I don't want to say the whole thing. I don't know what YouTube searches now. I've been vaping
crap for the past week. I want good shit.
These came from Wang, our good buddy that used to work at Coilmaster. Now he's doing these. If you would like to take a better look at what they look like, I'll give you a link here in chat. No, it does not say snus. Snus. However the hell it goes.
Snus.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and I'm a fatty, Wally, so I like the flavor.
King Cobra, isn't that every dude's fixation, I think?
I mean, I don't know how many men are actively just going out searching for that. I'm sure y'all always keep your eyes open for the opportunity, but actively hunting for it.
That's have you not watched enough comedy specials? You want to know how to make your man happy? Boom, there you go. That's food and that. That's it. That's only 2 things you need. No juice. These are dissolvable strips that you put either on the roof of your mouth or on your tongue, and it does dissolve, I'd say, within like 5 seconds. And then you start feeling the effects from it, which it does work. This is not something I would say, hey, it's just a gimmick to give you a great taste in your mouth. No, I could definitely feel the nick burn down the back of my throat. That's the best way I mean,
I'm honestly surprised they haven't come out with something like that sooner.
Yeah. And once again, I think this is great for like airplanes or places where you can't vape. It's perfect for that. And there's 15 strips in each little packet, so you could use them sparingly. They're all individually sealed, so you can be like, well, I'm just going to wait around till I catch my next flight and then pop one right before I get on the plane or while you're on the plane. I don't know. And then you're good to go.
When you get to the point where you're about to throttle the fucking stewardess or the person behind you kicking your seat, just pop one in your mouth.
You would hate to get a missed dose. Yeah, trash bag. I can understand that. I'm pretty sure these are highly measured before they do any before they go out at all. You can tell. I mean, and 2 milligrams is such a light dose. I mean, I could understand if it's like, well, it could be 50 or it could be 100 milligrams. That would be fine. Throw a 6. Well, that's what I normally vape, Will, but considering I've been vaping 6 and these pods are more like 50 milligrams, that kind of throws the whole ratio off because I haven't been vaping my normal mod that's only 6 milligrams for a while. So basically it's me going from 50 down to 2 right now. So if I get really bitchy, then it's because this isn't working. Cutting in and out. Well, don't cut in and out. Stay working. Bad YouTube. Bad. I should have ate 3. Yeah, but oh my gosh. They spelled product wrong. I feel for them, but some things need to be changed.
Cigar Babe still drips 24.
This product, I'm going to have to show y'all this so you can see that I'm not
Again,
y'all.
I would like to see you do a fucking advertisement shit in Mandarin and see how well you do.
This product contains nicotine, so watch out for them products. I'm just saying.
You know what they meant.
Well,
I have an all new respect for those people that learned English because I tried Mandarin and that shit's fucking hard.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying that their language isn't hard. I thought that they would have somebody they got the top right. All the top is spelled correctly. It's just that the warning is like, not.
Look, we fucked this package up. Let's send this one to Scuba. I don't see it cutting out on my end. It did refresh for a minute for me.
Cutting out pretty bad. I don't know what I can change to fix that. I mean, I can try. Output. Why is it only at 3,500? Let's go up to 4,000 and see what happens. Hopefully that fixes something. I don't know.
That tastes so good. Some fresh pear claw.
Well, I bumped it up by 500 kilobytes a second. It says cotton. I have 0 drop frames. 0. So I don't know why it's glitching on you guys. Maybe y'all got a influx of people on the internet right now. Not
sitting on me. Go, get down.
Yeah, if it's not glitching for some people, but some it is, then that would be an internet issue on you guys. If it glitch for everybody, then obviously it's my problem. Yeah, if you got a lot of stuff running in the background, Tony, shut that stuff down. Oh, I was about to vape, and only because it's habit. Really, I don't need to right now, but I want to.
You want to?
You want to? You want to?
Yeah.
You did not, Linda. You were on Facebook all day. You didn't have time to go see a young deer walking around.
The crows in our parking lot have been harassing the stray cats that live up there.
They would be great for people to chain vape. We'll just keep popping a bunch of those. I don't know if it's a bad thing to pop more than one. I doubt it would hurt you. I don't want to blow through them either, but because, I mean, it's definitely doing something. I don't want to try and take another one or anything until I know that this one is worn off completely.
You don't want to get yourself Nick sick.
No, I'm not going to get Nick sick. That's why I'm saying I'm waiting. And when I know that stuff worn off, I may take another one. Maybe a different flavor next time. What should I try? Blueberry, mixed berries, or mint?
I don't know.
I think blueberry because that would be my next interesting flavor.
Yeah, agreed.
I'll have one out here, just so I can try it when we get around to it. Cause I could taste the grape, and it's weird because I had a grape soda like right before the show not too long ago, so I could still taste the grape from that. So
Where'd you get a
blueberry will
grape
be
soda?
completely different. Huh?
Where'd you get a grape soda?
I just told you when you got home. I said the wing place now has crushed grape, crushed strawberry.
Yeah, that says that they now carry those. You didn't say I got a grape soda. So you had a grape soda. You
Yeah.
poured yourself a soda with ice that you still have sitting in the glass on the table that you left to make yourself another drink. How many beverages do you need, sir?
Okay, let's break this down, shall we? So
Sure.
the grape crush that I got from the restaurant
Uh-huh.
was gone during me eating because why? I had the hot Parmesan cheese wings, which are hot.
They were hot, weren't they?
They're hot. I think yours were hotter, but these were pretty hot. So yes, I tried to sip my drink a little at a time, but I still ran out. So I still need something to drink after. So I made a Coke because
Okay.
we got a lot of Coke Zero, but not much Dr. Pepper. So I made a Coke.
Right.
And then showtime came, and I'd rather have Dr. Pepper with my drink, so I made Dr. Pepper. So that's why there's a Coke in there and Dr. Pepper right here.
Okay.
There you go.
That is the satisfactory explanation.
Yeah, I saw how to do it, Linda. There's a couple of ways you can do it now because apparently StreamYard's upgraded their stuff. So now you can actually do scenes. It looks like it's really easy to do if you want to add a scene.
No.
And you can throw a video in there, and then immediately
Come
after
on.
it plays that scene,
Come
it'll
on.
go to your main camera, and you can have your name
Come
up
on.
there or a
Come
picture of
on.
a tree house, whatever you want, and it would work that way. It doesn't look too hard.
Weird.
78 pounds. Damn, Creed. I don't think I lost that much even when I got down. No, I didn't. There's no way because the most I got was 250 something, and I got down to like 205, maybe 202. So that's only like 50 pounds. He's already got me beat by like 30 pounds. That's crazy, man. That's awesome, though. 78 pounds. Heck yeah, man. That's hard. It's hard to lose that much. And
No, see,
especially
we're not
keeping it
doing
off.
that. You can get in my lap, but you're not crawling up my neck.
Yeah, you can go on StreamYard. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see a tab that can pop out, and that's where you can add scenes. And you click on a scene, and then you can add your next scene. And so the next scene you would have one scene with your face camera. The next scene you would put would be like your intro. Then you can move the intro up so that intro's at the top and your camera's at the bottom. Or you could do like you, then your intro, then back to you if you want to do that. It's totally, the sky's the limit. You can do it however you want, but looks really easy to add scenes. If you need to, I can give
don't
you
need to crawl
links to
up my
videos.
face.
Maybe that'll help you so you can see it. Because trying to talk you through it is kind of hard. If you see it being done, you probably won't understand overlays, but it's a good way to add the overlays into there also. You'd be 98 pounds if I lost that much. Damn. Well, if I lost Munchkin, I don't know how many pounds I'd lose, but there you go. World may never know.
You be very careful where you go with that. Just saying. The world will never know.
There you go. He gets one Cheerio a day. So I'm thinking it's been like at least 30 minutes now. Because it was like 8:05 when I started it. I'm guessing. So
just lay down. You're not gonna crawl up and be a scarf.
I
You do
can't
not need
tell
to be
how
that
much
close.
longer it's gonna last. It's almost like this feeling like you can feel this like this. So I know it's still there. It hasn't like went dropped down yet. So just gonna see. Am I craving to vape? Not really like I need to vape. I just want to because of the habit of doing it. That's where I'm at right now. And I mean, if you've been through the whole thing where you went through craving to smoke a cigarette while you were trying to vape, you know, everybody's situation is different. I didn't know that when I started vaping that like when I smoked my last cigarette, I did not know it was my last cigarette. I just at some point decided, you know what, this is actually working. This vape is working, and I just didn't smoke anymore. And that's
That's
why I
usually the
didn't.
point when you light a cigarette and you're like, "Ugh, this is fucking nasty."
I couldn't pinpoint the date because I didn't know what was my last cigarette. But yeah, I didn't smoke anymore.
He got some strips from Wang Creed that are like the Listerine strips.
Hold out for an hour. I could do it,
So
Bill.
he's testing them out.
Yeah, these are Nick strips. So we're trying them out. They're not cheap.
Ouch. Stop with
I'll
the
give you
noise.
that. They're not cheap, but if they
Gross.
work, like I said, it'd be something good to keep. And there's a link if you want to see what they look like. And he may even get a discount code at some point. I mean, he says normally they're 50, so that's bringing them down to 30. So you're paying $2 per strip, pretty much. It's not that bad if you think about it. You get 15 strips per pack.
I mean, for everyday use, I think that's awfully expensive. But if you're planning on being on a long flight or something like that, I could see why buying some and just tossing them in your bag.
Oh
Or,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
the
I'm saying.
packages seem small enough that you could put it in your wallet, even.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally thin as a piece of paper. It's very thin. I think it's funny that John French, the guy that I helped get up flying a trike, was like, "Are you going to Lionel's fly-in?" I was like, "Dude, that's like 4 hours away. I cannot trust my truck to drive that far." So he's like, "But you went all the way to fly it for Gage." I was like, "Yeah, and we rented a van. We didn't take my car. Not only did we rent a van, we rented a camper down there that was totally jacked up." But
Speaking of van,
yeah.
so I was thinking,
Uh-oh.
since I got a raise, what I wonder if I could buy myself my minivan now. I wonder.
I think we need a camper instead of a minivan.
Fuck off. No. You know what? You go out and get your own goddamn raise.
I'll never get the raise like you're getting, so $2 each is very pricey. Hey, I understand, Will.
Yeah, that's what I was saying for every day. No. Taking a long flight and you're gonna be got lots of layovers and shit, it might be worth it to grab
I'm
a
good
pack
with
of
the
them.
feedback. I don't know what these things normally would cost. So I haven't compared it to snooze or whatever the hell you want to call it. So I don't think that's very cheap either. And you don't get but what, 5 or 6 packs in a can of those things? I don't know.
No,
Or is
but
it,
they last a lot longer.
they last longer? Okay, gotcha.
Well, because they don't dissolve, so it's like a slow release thing over time.
Huh. So what does that mean? Will puts it in his mouth for a little while, takes it out all nasty. I'll use the rest of that later.
No,
No?
it's in there for an hour or two. Just Tony, the minivan, the one that we rented that we brought to Florida. I liked that minivan, and I'm short, so it was nice being able to see everything. And I thought I couldn't drive at night because I couldn't see. Yeah, it's only because I'm driving a car that's got me dragging my ass on the road. Turns out if you're up above the road with like decent headlights, you can see all kinds of shit at night. Um, in the minivan's got all kinds of storage space to put shit.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't inspect Will's gums, but I don't think Will's
that was a
missing
minivan, Tony.
all his teeth or anything like
Well,
that.
that's
So.
because snus isn't the same as chewing tobacco.
Well,
It's a little different.
I have AC again. I guess that was right. Who was the one without? Oh, that was
Ashley.
Ashley without AC.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Man, that's got to be crazy. It's going to take a while to cool that house down. I could see now they're probably going to turn it down to like 60 degrees.
Hmm.
I suggest a paint scheme for Scuba to paint it. No, I'm not painting. The factory paint job will be just fine.
Hmm. No, we're not paying. Matter of
15 to
fact, if I
20
buy it,
cents each.
he's not
Damn.
allowed to touch it. So when he gets in, whatever he gets in with, he's getting out with. I don't care if he's got to shove his pockets through the trash. He's not. No,
Not
no
what?
touching. If I get a minivan, you're not allowed to touch it. That you must leave the vehicle with everything you enter the vehicle with.
Oh, I see. I'll stick with fluid pouches. Hmm. Okay, well, it's good feedback. I mean, I appreciate y'all's feedback from it. I I don't know
Oh,
if this
good
is
Lord,
going to
Steve.
last too much longer. It feels like it's slowly coming down
Mm.
now.
See, John Wayne, I used to have an F-150 with the extended cab and a camper shell. And I used to drive that bitch around. Was not fun to park. Was definitely not fun to take downtown and try to park in a parking garage. But
Tony, she
yes, I
does that
could see
already,
everything.
and she don't even have a van.
I never said you can't touch it. You
Uh,
just can't touch it
bullshit.
for like extended periods of time. What did you just spit out on your desk?
That
Something
bullshit you
flew
just
out of your
spit.
mouth.
The bullshit you was talking. I want a minivan. I will spray it to look like the mystery machine. There you go. Have a mystery machine.
Seriously, did you lose a tooth? Something flew out of your mouth when you said bullshit.
It was bullshit. I did not lose a tooth.
Okay.
Jeez. I drove a Maverick pickup for 6 weeks. Good truck.
Good truck for
Oh
someone who
yeah.
don't need a truck.
I saw those. Those are cute little trucks. My
Oh, are those the ones with like the 2-foot bed?
no, their bed seems to be decent size. They're smaller trucks, but they look cool. Um, she's constantly telling you to touch it. Okay, Tony.
You must have made it past the change because I am all for limited physical contact with anybody right at the moment.
Yeah. So I want to take
I'll rob Scuba.
and either hook up the what is it? My old headset again, or I want to try the Smoke V3 headset and see if I can get it to work. The problem is there's no flying time right now because I I don't want to try and go now, even though I don't think Langley closes for Father's Day. That's stretching it a little bit. I'll have to see if they fly tomorrow or Sunday because if they don't fly those days, then yes, they closed. Which they always close the weekend of a holiday if the holiday falls on the weekend or the day before or the day after
He did,
a
Tony, but I forgot
weekend.
what it was.
Did you say what? Yeah, he's got a Involo headset, Tony. I asked Ripple, hey, what headset were you using in this video? And he said Involo. And Involo makes great helmets, and I know Danny Williamson got an Involo helmet, and he said he was talking to people via Bluetooth, and I'm like, wait a minute, you can't do that with Bluetooth because it connects to like your phone and that's it. But now Cena headsets do that, but they're made specifically for that to link up to other people that are around you. Now, that may be a Cena that's on the side of that Involo helmet. It says Involo, so you can't tell if it's a Cena, but if it's automatically connecting to his buddies, which it was, and you could hear him talk through his headphones, then it's a Cena device. So I just don't know what I don't know if it's Cena mesh. I don't know what kind of helmet he bought. I don't know if the newer Involos have the mesh, and the mesh is not cheap. It is expensive. You got, your regular, then you got Bluetooth 5.0, then you got mesh, which is just hooks up to anything all over the place. And the main reason I didn't go that route with my helmet when I started, because nobody else had it. It's like, why would I get one? Because I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody. If they don't have it, it's not going to work. Oh, yeah, that's this weekend, isn't it, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Tomorrow.
it is what it is. No more Bloody Marys for her. Right? Yeah, and I've had my share of Bloody Marys the last couple of weeks. Those were great. He has perfect audio. Yeah, the audio that came from Rip was great. I cannot put it down. I'll have to look back at I don't know if my original. I know the video that I filmed where I was flying at the what's that called? Something plantation? Lee Hall Plantation?
In
Enview. That's it. Enview Plantation. That one is the first time I used the smoke headset, I think. If I can find a video before that, is when I used my other headset, but I don't even know if I have any of them videos posted. So just so I could compare the two, and see, I still have the old setup in this drawer right here. The main reason I didn't want to use it is because it uses its own little speakers, and they're small, and I'd have to shove them into the ear cups.
The only issue I hear is whenever you turn your head to the left.
Yeah.
So to me, that sounds like that's some type of interference. So it's got to be the way you've got it wired up. Whether the wire is touching your helmet and acting like an antenna and bringing interference or something, but something's not right.
You cannot have a great idea, Creed. Speaking of wire,
yeah, I bet I know what that is.
I bet it does, Cloud Chucker. Yeah, we've been so busy over here, especially on the weekend. We tore up that deck out there. We have not put anything down yet, so it's literally dirt in our backyard that we have
Because we had to get rid of all the fucking wood first.
Well, we got to get rid of the nails because we burned all the wood, but now the nails are left behind, so I got to get those out of there, rake it, level it, cover it with a weed barrier, then put whatever we're going to put on top of it.
Yeah, which
make
we have
some
to get
effing
gravel.
wire. He said effing wire.
Well, I'm irritated because all the nursery places or the places that do rock and stuff around here, the only stuff that you can buy in bulk is like crush and run, or which is rocks and oyster shells brushed up for the driveways and shit. It's not anything you can walk on. So the pea gravel, the only place I found was that one in Maryland where you can get it shipped by the truckload. I don't know how much. I would have to figure it out. So each bag of pea gravel is a half a cubic yard. So I'd need to figure out how much it weighs to figure out, because we need 66 bags just for the deck part. That does not include what we need to go in front of the steps and around to the basement door. I don't know how heavy that is.
MF2 is disintegrated. Surgery scheduled for the 25th. Bone graft and a rod in my future. Ouch.
Ouch. Well, at
Ah,
least it'll keep it from getting worse.
yeah. Well, you know,
Mm.
my son that went through the Marines, and especially when he went through now I can't
Crucible.
remember what it's called
The crucible.
exactly, the Crucible. It really, really messed up his knees and ankles. So he gets disability now from the Marine Corps, and he gets 80 something percent disability, which is pretty good daggone money.
Mm-hmm.
But he can still work and still get that disability. And I was like, I don't even understand
Ouch.
how that works. But he wants 100% disability, so he don't even have to work. But I think that's pushing it. Um,
You know, he seems like the type of kid that wouldn't be satisfied with not working, not doing something,
John
though.
Wayne, that's the same thing I was gonna do, bud. I just didn't buy the off-grid throttle yet. I was gonna rig that e-start button to my radio. That way I wouldn't have to reach up to my helmet. I could just, what's up, and let off. Because I don't, my paramotor's not e-start, so I might as well. And it's like, why buy the one without the button when you could buy it with the button and use it for a radio? You could use it to turn your LED lights on or off. There's multiple uses you could use for an extra button on your throttle. I'm just saying. They should make a throttle that's got like 8 buttons on there and you can control all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
That should be the next throttle they come out with, a throttle that's got like 5 buttons on it. Kill button, radio, LED lights, smoke.
No, they shouldn't, because then everybody would be sitting there fucking with all their buttons. It doesn't need to be
I'm
anything
not
but the
saying
throttle.
a lot of them, but enough to cover average use stuff. I think at the most you would need 4 buttons. That's it.
I don't know. I
Just
don't like the idea of y'all up there fucking with your cameras and doing all kinds of dumb shit
well,
when you're supposed to be
now some
focused
people,
on
I know a
staying in
lot of
the
people
air.
when they fly, they like taking that selfie stick and shoving it under the butt and trying to get a good camera shot. My camera, when it's on, I pretty much don't have to mess with it because whichever way I'm looking, that's what's getting filmed. So I don't have to touch it. But messing with the throttle and stuff, that's not, especially talking on the radio. I literally can just be on the throttle and reach over and hit the button to either answer a call or hit the button to call on my radio. It's that simple. There's no fumbling with it, which is great. If I have it hooked
Um,
up, which I haven't done since, I don't know, last year sometime.
all right, we're not gonna do the going back and forth about politics. No, bad. Um, forgot what I
Oh,
was gonna
my
say.
feet are so sore. I like these shoes, but man, wearing shoes all day.
I was gonna say something about y'all flying, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Oh, my
remember.
drink's empty. My vapes are right there, so I have nothing in my pockets. Let me refill my drink.
Um, so my coworker, the one who's been out for 3 months, is supposed to be back on Monday. So we'll see how that goes. Um, of course, I've been hearing that she's supposed to be coming back, and then the morning or the day before she's supposed to come back, it's never mind. I still don't feel 100%. I need another week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not exactly thrilled with it. Um, part of the problem I have is because she's unreliable. Not that it's her fault, right? Not that it's her fault, because I completely understand, she didn't go out of her way to get the shingles. Um, but that being said, I cannot give her her own stuff to do that she's 100% responsible for. Because
Oh,
what if she has a flare up 2, 3 days later and all of a sudden she's out again? And then I have to go back and try to figure out again what's going on with all of her files. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass for me having to spoon feed her tasks.
We're 15 to 20 cents each.
But I mean,
So
it
let's
is what
see.
it is, I suppose. We'll see what happens. Your coworkers are all
So
dead.
point
I
two
I'm sorry,
zero
John.
times 15 of
I mean,
those.
unless you wanted it that way,
What?
then congratulations. I don't know. What?
Oh, now it's working. I was like, what's going on?
Boots. I know Will started it. I'm just saying,
That
y'all,
means
you got your comments out there, and we're done.
it would be like if they were 15 to 20 cents a piece, that would be $3 for a whole pack of these. I don't see that happening, man. I just I think that maybe that stuff is maybe way cheaper to make than these are. Um, I do
I don't
think
know.
that they're a little pricey. I don't know what that they could get the price down to. I don't know why they say the original price is $50 and they're
To make
bringing
you
it
feel
down to
like you're getting a
30.
deal.
So 30 though. So if you take it now, why does this
Wait,
stupid
so is
cloud
it
thing
per
coming up?
pack, or do you get 30 for all four
No, no, no,
flavors?
no. That's per pack. So if you take 30 and yeah, they're $2 a piece per strip. So let me guess here. Yeah, $2 per strip. What could they change it to make it fair?
I can't find the link. You sent the link, right? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Will's gone?
Just...
Well, see you, Will. He's just leaving.
Good night, Will.
So let's say they were $20. Um, that would make them $1.30 a piece. $1.33 ish. If they were $20 a pack. I'm just trying to think of what's fair. I
All
don't
right,
I
so
mean I'm
wait a
not
minute.
sellers.
No, when you click on it, okay, it says a 5-pack is $29.99.
Really?
And then in parentheses it says $5.99 a pack. A 10-pack is $49.99,
Oh,
and
I
it says
see.
$4.99 a pack. So you don't just get one box for $30. You get 5 of them.
Oh, a 5-pack. Okay. Well, that makes a big damn difference. Oh, they have six
It does.
milligram strength also. Well, damn. Why'd they send me 2? All these are 2 milligrams. Okay. I think 6 milligram is what I would need. You can do a 10-pack, a 20-pack. So 20-pack. So 5 packs. But if that's the case, then why can't you choose different colors or not different colors, different flavors for that
Like
5
mix and
pack?
match. I mean, maybe they haven't started that yet. Like a mixed pack. I mean, they've only got 4 flavors, so.
Right. So I'm just trying to figure out that makes a heck of a difference if it's 5 of them because
Well,
I
that's
got
why I'm like,
4.
something doesn't seem wrong or right with that.
And it's impossible because each one of these have 15 pieces in there. So that can't be like there's no 15 pack, just to say, okay, well, these match up.
Right.
So I think you're right about the 5-pack being 5 of these. That
I
makes
am
that
right
way
because it
cheap.
literally says in parentheses $5.99 per pack.
I see.
So that means you get 5 packs for
So
$29.99.
there's $6. So let's say if there's $6 per pack divided by 15 pieces, that makes them 40 cents a piece.
He just never actually clicked on the actual fucking link. He just looked at the price underneath each one.
I'm starting to get can't remember shit.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, Scott, wholeheartedly. I don't know why I was looking at the per pack thing, and
Because you didn't click on it.
no,
It
I
says
did click on it, but
oh, okay. I was trying to give you an out and you failed.
I thought
It
that the
says
pack thing was something different.
he's silly. Yes, he is.
Smoke free, clean air, no tar, avoid secondhand. So that makes them a lot cheaper if that's the case.
I would imagine the same one that they use to make Listerine strips.
Probably Procter and Gamble. No,
Mm-hmm.
these are their, yeah, right. They're their own company. Okay, it's in 4 more minutes. It'll be an hour. And then I want to try another flavor. It's still, I can still feel something from it, but I can tell you it's significantly diminished from where I first took it.
I'm sorry. Stuck my finger in your ear.
So I'm hoping that taking one more will give me another full hour. If they're only 40 cents a piece, that's not bad, man. I mean, you can't even buy a soda for that anymore.
Reading is fundamental, y'all.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him just to make sure. So if you buy the 20 pack, the price comes down to $3.49 per pack. And the 10 pack is $4.99 per pack. So the price comes down the more you buy.
Oh,
I
he
do
was
like
dead.
that they got 6 milligram strength, though. No reviews. Okay. Well, I'll have to do their. I'll have to. Ringo Starr is on TV. Are they? Is Bill calling me Ringo Starr? Because I've had people call me that before, and I'm like, I do not look like Ringo
Yeah, I don't
Starr.
know.
Do I look like Ringo Starr?
Bootsy. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Bootsy
It's hard
cat.
to tell because you whisper into the microphone.
I was talking to the cat.
Okay.
Nobody wants yeah, they don't want to hear me talk baby talk to the cat in my full voice.
All right. Let's see. Who watches TV? You know, I haven't seen TV in so long. I couldn't tell you what commercials are on TV right now. Not only do I not watch TV, I have YouTube Premium where I don't have to watch YouTube commercials either. So I really don't get any commercials. I get no commercials. The only thing that's on my TV is YouTube or me playing a video game. That's it. We don't watch anything else. YouTube has pretty much everything I'm looking for on TV anyway. We had Netflix, never watched it. I mean, rarely if ever. But we do want to go back and watch more seasons of Reacher.
Yeah.
So why am I using them? Good question, King Cobra. Well, these were sent for me to test, King Cobra, number one. Number two, I wanted to see if it could be a solution to somebody. What's up, Mick? I wanted to see if it could be a solution to somebody that was taking a flight or in an office environment where they couldn't vape. Then they could just take a strip like this, dissolve it on their tongue, and not have to vape. Because there's a lot of jobs they won't allow you to vape. You have to go outside, which can kind of suck when it's freezing cold outside. You can't vape on a plane, obviously, unless you want to go to jail. So these Nick strips, considering how many you get for that price, that's not a bad deal, I think. I thought it was $30 and you only got one pack of them, but no. You get 5 packs, which is how many? Let me see. 15, 30, that's 60, 45 pieces at least. No. 30, 60, 75 pieces. That's a lot. That's 75 strips. That could last you. They're not gummies. Nick, do y'all have, or Nick, oh my God, I just called you Nick. Mick, do y'all have like those Listerine strips over there in the UK where you just put them on your tongue and they dissolve? Do y'all have those? It may not even be
Night, Connie.
Listerine. They had Listerine and they had some other ones at some point, but they're like little. They look like a piece of tape, and you put it on your tongue and it dissolves. Here, Nick, I can show you what they look like, and you see the price.
You did it again. You called him Nick again.
Did I?
Yes.
Man, I'm so high right now. I don't know. That's what I have, Mick. I got Nick on the brain. Nick literally, but I'm trying not to say the full name of it, just saying. So if you click on one, because you see $30, that's ridiculous. But if you click on it, it's a 5-pack of those. So you get 5 times 15 pieces for that price. So.
Yeah, he used to call you Mitch. So Nick he's getting closer.
Yeah.
He went from Mitch to Nick. He'll get it right eventually. Unless he just starts calling you Mac. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. I saw that trash bag. I don't know how Mel Brooks is going to come back and be that Yoda guy again in well, now it says it's releasing in 2020. He's already, 98 years old? For him to make it, to be able to, hopefully he's filmed his parts now. I'd love for him to make the movie again. Spaceballs was great, but yeah, yogurt. Thank you, Scott. I couldn't think of it. So, because I can't think of nothing right now. All right, we're way past the 1 hour mark. I've had on one strip, no vaping whatsoever. I just had one strip. I want to try another one just to get the flavor and see if it's any stronger. So, Nick, you get Nick. Oh my God. All right, your name is Nick now? I don't give a shit. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm doing that. So I'm going to open this up. Oh, this one's a different color. Wow, remember how the other one looked like a plain piece of tape?
Mm-hmm.
This one's blue, which is making my green screen. It's blue.
What flavor is that?
Blueberry. Go figure. So this looks like this. And it sometimes disappears. Are you doing the whole show without vape? I'm trying, Cloud Chucker. And this just dissolves. Did I get a hair in my mouth? It just dissolves on the roof of your mouth. Woo! Woo! When it kicks in, it kicks in. I'm just telling you right now. I don't think the other one had worn off yet, so now I'm double dosing. This definitely has a nice throat hit. That's the only way I could. You know how if you vape a really nice strong milligram vape and it hits you in the back of the throat? That's what this does from just putting it on the roof of your mouth. Woo! Mel Brooks has got to be 100 to 120 years old. It is a rush, Harry. I am not going to lie. I don't think the blueberry flavor is as tasty as the grape was, if that's a thing. It does taste like blueberry, but there's so much nicotine hitting my system right now. That's something serious right there. That one feels stronger. They're both 2 milligram, but that one, either it feels stronger or I'm still under the influence of the first one, and now I'm at double the influence because I almost feel dizzy from nicotine at this point, which is not a good thing. I don't want to over-nick.
Amazingly enough, Scott, no, I have never found any disposables in the bathroom.
No.
Stuck to my ass when I roll over in bed in the middle of the night, yes, but not in the bathroom.
I mean, look, Mick is saying that I'm at 12 milligram. Look at these. 2 milligrams a piece. 2 milligrams. So I'm not like ODing on nicotine, but taking it this way, I gotta admit, is pretty damn strong. I think this would be great for an airplane ride. If you're getting on the plane, pop one of those in your mouth, you're good to go. It's out of focus. Damn. All right, yeah, it did kind of look out of focus. Let me see if I can fix that. Hit the button.
Mm.
Is that better? That looks like you can see it now. All right. I just had to refocus it. It's supposed to be on autofocus, but I don't think it was autofocusing. Not for anal consumption. No, I wouldn't try that if I was you, Wally. Woo! This one is definitely stronger. I can't explain that. The grape one didn't feel this strong. Is it because it's my second one? Maybe. I'll tell you this much. I would not want to take a third one right now. That would be bad. I think anything past this, and I'm going to go over my safe nicotine level, and I'll be dizzy. So 2 max, guys. And that's over the course of an hour. Well, it's been a few minutes over an hour now. I would not. What's up, Peanut? I would not take any more strips than that, because even at 2 milligrams, I can't even imagine taking one of those at 6 milligrams. That would be nuts. Woo! Every time I swallow, it like hits the back of my throat. It's strong. Psychologically, it still sucks. I completely understand what you're saying, John. I 100% know what you're talking about. It's so weird because the 3 days, it takes 3 days once you get off cigarettes before the nicotine basically gets out of your system. That's the hardest 3 days you'll go through. Once you get past those 3 days, then it's more of a mind thing. Oh, I really want a cigarette, but do I have to have one? No, but I really want one. So it's kind of like you're playing mind games with yourself at that point. And then once that passes, which takes months, then you'll get to the, ooh, that smells bad. I don't like the way that smells. Then you'll go back to, hey, that smells pretty good, but I don't want to smoke one.
I only like the smell when they're freshly lit, like if somebody's walking by me with one, but that funky smell left over on their clothes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And then you get, whew, that is strong.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little dizzy. I'll tell you what, that all natural stuff may not have done anything, but that sure as hell does something. I guarantee you. Maybe it's because I had a drink. I don't know. Well, that washing it down should help, right?
Maybe.
I'd be singing Johnny Cash. Okay, King Cobra. The smell of a freshly lit match lighting up a cigarette. Yeah, matches always have that really good smell. I like matches. And they're dirt cheap. You can buy a big old giant box of matches for nothing. But nobody ever does it. I used to go in the grocery store and buy them all the time. Why do they still texting? They're dinging my watch to death.
Well, that's what they do.
That's fine.
I hope the chocolate didn't melt.
I'm not going to, Cloud Chucker. I really did not think, because it felt like the first one was wearing off. Apparently, I was wrong, because when I took the second one, it just kicked into high gear, man. It's like, blammo. I tell you what, though, I will be getting, like, when I run out of these, I'll be getting some more of these for when we take a flight or we're at somebody's house where I can't vape. We're at a workplace where I can't vape. I'm going to be taking one of these and putting it in my tongue, and I'll be good, man. Was it the same, Nick? It's the exact same, Cherokee. That's what the one I just showed on camera, 2 milligram. The one I had before, all the ones I got are 2 milligrams, every one of them. So that's why I'm saying, I'm like, dadgum, man. You would think that the first 2 milligrams had worn off after an hour, but apparently no, because as soon as I hit that second one, it put me to the edge. Right there thing? Yeah. I won't say I'm nicked out. I am on the verge, though. 2 in the period, like if you take one and wait an hour and then take one more, that's where you stop. I'm telling you right now. Any more than that, and you're going to be jacked up. And no way to stop it, which is not good. You would not want to be, what do you call it, Nick nauseous for an hour or so. That would suck. Because I know
Nick,
if you vape,
Nick sick.
Huh? Nick sick, yeah. If you vape and you get too much Nick, you can wait a few minutes and it goes away. This is long lasting, and now I got the hiccups. Peanut butter.
We haven't had a nicked out Scuba on the show since before Munchkin started keeping him under the stairs.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I try to keep him from doing dumb shit.
You watched your show again to see what it looked like? Oh, goodness.
I can't do that.
I'm sick of being Nick. I'm sorry, Mick. I'm sorry. Damn.
Next time you'll be someone entirely different.
Yeah, I may call you, who knows what, I may call you something else next time, but I know it's always been Mitch or Mick or Nick. Those are the 3 names I got. He's got 3 names. I just try to keep everybody on their toes, you know.
Right.
He's been getting a lot of new cool mods and stuff, and I'm like, I can't even keep up with it.
Can you post the link from Frankenmiser? He doesn't want to say what it is on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll post the link again for you. You know, YouTube's picky about it, but this is it. This is I'll tell you who this is from. Wang, if y'all remember Wang from Coil Master, really good dude. They used to give me all kinds of free stuff. And y'all know I'm a big believer in Coil Master when they made all that cool stuff back in the day. Eventually, I don't know, I guess they still do business, but Wang's no longer with their company. This is his own thing now, so now they make these strips and wanted me to try them out. So he sent them over. They just came in today, and that's what we're doing. You've gone all high end. Oh, damn. Are you one of those Gucci vapors, Mick? You one of those frou-frou vapors now? Oh, Lord. All high end. You know, I got a few high ends, but most of it's on the back end. I'm just saying. I still got mods that for the people that's been around long enough from the Clone Wars. That was a big period. The Clone Wars. Oh my God. China was making every single mod that came out on the market. Almost, they would put it out almost the same time that the real mod came out. That's how quick. I'm like, how are y'all even finding out about this stuff?
You know, the crazy part is that they probably came from the exact same factory.
Maybe. That's very true. Maybe they came from the same factory. That's why they were able to make them and make a small change to them and then say, yeah, these are clones.
All the clones were the fucked up ones that didn't make it through quality control.
Huh. You never went for high ends? You know, Harry, I'm a big time believer in that. I don't see why you should spend a lot of money. This is the thing, right? you got to think of it. It's the same way basically when you buy a car. A car, you can get a standard car that gets you from A to B. Most all cars do that. Takes you from A to B. Or you can get a BMW or a Mercedes or something, still takes you from A to B, but in luxury. So it's the same way with these mods. They all do the same thing, but some are really pretty. I mean, same way with cars. Some of the really nice Mercedes, BMWs, whatever, are really nice looking. High-end stuff. You're gonna pay more money for it. I think it's more about personal preference. You know, do you want that pretty nice high-end mod? Or are you just vaping a standard mod because you need your fix for whatever juice you vape?
I want the pretty high-end mod. Do I want to pay for it? Absolutely not. Will I pay for it? No.
Well, there you go. So instead, we buy more. I like staying in the mainstream category. The mainstream, what most people will buy. Sometimes I'll go a little high-endish, but not most of the time. I try to stay away from most of the high-end stuff, especially the stuff that Mick is buying with the freaking purge mods and stuff. Those are too expensive. Except when you get them at an expo, which we don't have in the US anymore. So it's kind of hard for us to get good deals on mods.
Yeah, but purge mods had a clearance section too.
Yeah.
And they weren't that expensive.
Purge mods, well, the nice part, the purge mods that I want are not cheap. So the most expensive mod you ever owned was a Vape DNA 250. You know, the most expensive mod I bought, which now it's not, but back in the day, that the Zen ZNA was the most expensive mod I ever bought because it was like $250. And at the show, I think we got it for $225 because it was at the show, so they gave us a deal. Luckily, the maker of the mod was there because mine had an issue. So he gave me another one, brand new, no charge, right there on the spot. I got so many tanks up here, ain't no telling. That's weird. I don't see the ZNA, which is weird because it was always dead front center. I think I used it on one of the shows previously. That's why it's probably missing right now. Oh, there it is. So this mod, it may predate Mick. So that's the old Zen ZNA with the extended tube, so you could put an 18650 in there. That was one of the most, and the freaking buttons. Look how small. Look how small those
just
buttons
says you're
are.
just reaching out into thin air.
I know it's messing up. The buttons are teeny tiny right there, and this only goes up to 30 watts.
Pull mods out of the clouds.
30 watts, man, and you can take this whole tube off.
That must be a Zen.
Yes. There's the Zen sticker with the hologram on it. Very high-end mod back in the day, but they have come a long way since then. So now I don't know which slot I got it from. So that fits right there. All right. You have one of those? Nice, Frankenmizer. Yeah, it was a thing. So now I'm not at peak Nick level anymore. This is a nice, I would call it one of those smooth, I'm at the perfect level right now. So, and we're already at an hour and a half now, but I am on my second stick, but now perfect.
Does anybody remember the guy Chris that used to work with Zen? I
Chris at
follow
work
him on
was in.
Facebook. Um,
I don't know.
the dog drama. Oh my god, it's like a soap opera.
I
You
thought it was overrated. Scott, you're gonna laugh when you hear this. When I bought that Zen ZNA, I was like, oh my god, this thing does, because most of the mods we got, besides mechanical, obviously, those would hit whatever.
those
But
were variable voltage.
the variable voltage mod or variable wattage per se, 30 watts was a lot. And I was like, oh,
Well,
I'm
when those
never.
came out, there wasn't very many that were variable wattage. They were all variable voltage.
Right. I'm never going to need more than 30 watts, man. 30 watts is the bomb. Which, if you weren't sub-ohming, 30 watts was
Mm-hmm.
fine. It really
Well,
is.
well, back then, sub-ohm was not a thing because you would blow your face off.
Yeah.
Also, your coils were not allowed to touch or you'd blow your face off.
Yeah. Pravari. Yeah. What were those max? 15 watts? They didn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the ZNA I thought was the be-all, end-all. That's why I bought one at that show. I was like, yeah, it's a Class A model. It's one of the, they had an A, B, and C class. The A was the nicest one. So you do 23 watts all day, every day, 12 milligram, mouth to lung. Mouth to lung, I will admit, a good mouth to lung tank, like the K-Buns back in the day, if you get the right juice in there, not only is it a very satisfying vape, it doesn't use much battery and it doesn't use much juice. So if you're out there trying to blow clouds, yeah, that's one thing. Sub-ohm, do whatever you want. But if you're a flavor chaser, you honestly can go way down on your wattage, go mouth to lung, and enjoy your vape so much more, and your juice will last you 10 times as long because it doesn't burn through it like it does with sub-ohming. Just saying.
I don't think I could
I
mouth
completely
to lung
agree with
if I
Mick
tried.
on the mouth to lung stuff. It's the way to go. You may have to bump up your nick level. I do agree with that too. Depends on the tank. Some of them you really don't have to adjust your nick level, but you almost have to double. So if you're at 6, I would do 12, just so that you don't. Otherwise, you're going to vape it a lot more than you normally would. You want something when you hit it, you're satisfied. You don't want to be like, I hit it again, and just chain vape, because then you're still going to blow through batteries. It's still going to use less juice. I mean, you'll use a little more, but not as much as you would if you were sub-ohming. So, yeah. I enjoy big flat cloud. Yes, you do, Cloud Chucker. You like the big old clouds. So Frankenmiser says he rarely goes above 25 watts. Yeah, when I vape normal mods, I vape 75 watts 95% of the time. And I don't have to. I could vape Nilla Nuts at freaking 17 watts, 20 watts, but I would have to make either some very thin Claptons or some aliens to wrap into and put into a K-Fun or any one of these other mouth to lung. I got a lot of good mouth to lung tanks. I got some high-end mouth to lung tanks. Try any one of those and I'd be good. Just gotta make it happen.
I don't think he was joking when I asked him where he was driving to, and he said Canada.
No?
It's only 10 hours away.
Yeah, but I didn't think there was a reason he would go up that way.
I mean, if he got tickets to the F1 race,
50-50. Yeah, that's the other good thing, Nick. Mick, damn it. 50-50, especially in a mouth to lung tank like that, you're gonna want a thinner juice that way,
yeah,
because you're not sub-ohming.
The Canadian Grand Prix is on the 15th.
Is that what he's going to watch? Anyways, so 50-50 will definitely thin out your juice, but also bringing it up to that 50 PG level will also give you more of a throat hit and more flavor. So the main thing with 50/50 juice is if it's not wicked correctly, you're going to leak juice all over the place. So because it's a lot thinner, you know, most of us that vape is sub-ohm anyways, which is 80/20, 90/10, you know, VG side, a lot thicker juice, which does thin out in the summertime, which it is now. Or I think we're right at summer, if not a day away. I think it's summertime right now, but the juice definitely thins out. So it's a lot easier to screw up on your wicks in the wintertime because your juice is a lot thicker. In the summertime, the juice is already hot. You're heating it up with the mod, which makes it even thinner. It's all viscosity thing. So if you're not wicking it right in the summertime, you're gonna know it because you're gonna have leaking all over the place. So make sure you build better in the summer than you do in the winter.
Or just don't leave your mod in your car.
12 milligram Nick McRick. Nick McRick. I'll just call him Nick McRick.
Call it Micnic.
There's no fluffing with 50/50. Just separate the cotton and stuff it in. There you go, Nick. I mean, Mick. Damn it, I can't. You're Nick now. That's just all. We're talking about Nick. So it's
the other
really,
Nick isn't even here.
and I'm old, so I can just say Nick, and I'm correct.
You whippersnapper, whatever your name is.
You young whippersnapper.
Get off my lawn.
You're in a caravan in Landudno. What?
He's in a camper.
Oh, well, when he says caravan, you're
No, that's
older
what they
than
call it.
me.
That's what they call a camper.
You sure about that? What year were you born in, Mick? I'll get it right this time.
He says it with such an attitude. Mick.
I don't think he's older than me. Damn, I almost vaped, and I really don't think I should at this point.
Probably not.
66. I'll be damned. Fine. All right, you're 2 years older than me. 2 years is nothing. It's nice. Whales, Scuba. I saw a joke on, it was a joke on Facebook. And there's two girls at the bar.
Are you guys from England? Wales. Are you guys from England? It's
It said
Wales.
Wales,
Okay,
you
are you
idiot.
Wales from England?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen
there's
that
two
one.
girls, and the guy was like, "Are you two girls from Scotland?" And they said, "No, Wales, you idiot." So he said, "Are you two whales from England?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, it was pretty funny.
That joke's been around for a while. It was pretty funny though.
So as long as you didn't buy that caravan off a pack of pikers,
I don't know what a piker is.
Probably gypsies.
A pack of pickled pipers? Pikers?
Pickle pipers. Pickle pikers. Oh, Scott sent you a funny. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go on that fly-in, but it's just too far away, guys. I'm not trying to. Plus, I just got to fly Memorial Weekend. I'm not, I'm not one of them guys that's like, oh, I need to fly every day. I'm good. It's really bad juju for me to sit here and show Munchkin videos of planes crashing and stuff when I fly. It's like, damn, but I don't fly a plane, so there you go.
I must remember when the pilot says gears up, pull that lever.
Yeah, they were thinking that the pilot of that plane from India,
Pulled up the flaps
when he
instead
told
of the
them,
gears.
Wheels up, he flipped the flap switch instead of the wheels, which definitely would have caused them to go straight back down to the ground. So I don't know what happened for sure. I'm sure their little black box will tell them all.
Like
But
somebody else though was saying, shouldn't planes be equipped to where an alarm would sound if you do something like that? The plane knows you're taking off. The plane knows you're trying to gain altitude. So why wouldn't an alarm sounded when he flipped that switch instead of the
you
gears?
would think, because most of the newer planes are all computerized, and if you flip that when you're that low, it would definitely give you a warning. Cloud
Yeah,
Checker, I
trash
just want
bag,
to
but
know, is that
there's
the
only there's been multiple pilots of big airliners like that that said that
is
situation
that our house phone
would have
ringing?
caused that exact problem. No, it's on that stupid shit
Oh,
you have on YouTube constantly.
Cloud Checker, I just want to know, is that the caravan of love? I'm just wondering. Just
See, trash bag. I heard somebody else say that, but then the pilots are saying that it doesn't look like the engines were bad. Even his Mayday didn't say anything about having lost the engines.
UK is a lovely place, apart
No,
from everywhere but Lincolnshire. Wouldn't have cost a loss. No, it would have. It both engines were dead. Yeah, trash bag. The video I saw, it looked like the plane that was actually pilot that was reviewing it, and he said when they took off, the pilot supposedly told the co-pilot to raise the landing gear, and instead he brought the flaps up, which would instantly make them lose lift, which would make them go right back down to the ground. So if the motors were messed up, then yeah, that would also make them go right back to the ground. I don't know. I guess we'll eventually find out.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you're
just
going
a
by
bunch
what
of
you saw
people
in the
looking at
video.
a video. Yeah.
We watched a pilot that reviewed it, and I didn't even think about, well, maybe some dummy hit the flaps. And I guess if you could zoom in on the video, you could watch the flaps to see if they get retracted. If they do, then yeah, that would have definitely made them come right back down. I don't know that. I think it was too far away to see from the video.
Yeah.
Yep, the investigation will tell all. I agree.
Now, I want the home dude that lived. Now, I heard he jumped out of the plane. Like
Yes.
when? How? When? When did you? Like, were you like, oh shit, something ain't right, and you just fucking yeeted yourself out of the plane? I mean, because if so, good on you for calling it, but damn.
Yeah, he was on a video on Facebook. He was in the hospital bed doing an interview with somebody, and he said he was able to make it out the emergency exit, but the stewardesses were not able to get their door open or something. And I was like, well, that sucks. You would think they would have ran to his door, but no. Apparently he jumped
I mean,
out
they may not have had time.
and ended up on the other side of the building compared to where the plane crashed. So I don't know, but we'll
Crazy.
you know, it's all gonna wash out. We're gonna figure out what happened. I would hope. Man, I went with my other half to Wales. Oh, Cloud Chucker. So it is the caravan of love. I got you. You go, Cloud Chucker.
I don't think he's got any luck left there, Mick. I think he just used all that shit up.
Yeah.
They haven't said anything about the people on the ground. Apparently, it crashed into a student doctor's like apartment complex type thing where they had all the student doctors.
Well, personally, I don't like all these videos of these plane crashes because there's lots of things involved here. Number one, after all these plane crashes, the FAA is going to get involved and then going to start enforcing stricter rules, which could boil all the way down to paramotoring. Number two, Munchkin's watching it going, well, you fly and everybody else is freaking crashing, blah, blah, blah. Makes her not want to let me go flying. And number three, as soon as my brain remembers. Number 3, I don't want to get on a plane because too many of them are falling out of the damn sky. It's like, come on, man.
I think I would have been okay with the one that flipped over on the runway because they all got like 30 grand a piece.
It is
enough
the
to buy
caravan of love.
some new clean underwear, and they got a story to tell.
I'd play the song Cloud Chucker, but we get copyright strike.
Yeah, you know, I'd be like,
go look up the song Cloud Chucker, Caravan of Love.
Sully Callahan, and let him fly the plane. I'll fly on that if he's the pilot.
I'm a drone pilot. I know how to crash into rivers. Mick. You know, I don't think I've ever crashed my drone. I did run one into a fence, but it was a cheaper drone. My my Mavic, that thing is, I've never had a problem with it. And I don't know why, but I flew that thing like, what, 11,000 feet away from me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
The new ones can go even further, but what?
So you remember when I told you I had to order those little metal things because I couldn't find mine? I looked in this cup multiple times for them. They were hiding behind my scissors. These little things for my nails, little scraper things. Yeah, no, they were hiding behind my scissors. They were completely camouflaged behind the pair of scissors, so you could not see them at all.
Well, now you have 2 sets to lose.
Well, because I was like, where'd the other set go? I bought them, and now I can't find them, and there is the old set.
Oh, you haven't, you haven't flown, you mean on a plane, trash bag? You still fly paramotor, right? But you haven't flown a plane? I get that. Trust me, I get that. Now, I've only flown in a plane like 4 times my entire life. 2 of those was as a before teenager, so those don't really count. One of them was a Cessna, and I forgot what the other one was. The other 2 was, one was with my ex, and then we've flown twice together. So
we have flown to Louisiana and back. We've flown to Florida and back, and we've flown to Nashville.
Oh, damn. We flew 3 times. Okay, I've had more flights than so I think I've flown 5 times total in my life. And I'm in my 50s, so that works out. Once every 10 years, we're good.
Used to be unaccompanied minors, and we'd fly to New Jersey every summer.
Molly's singing around the apartment. So if your cat's singing around the apartment, you got some good drugs up in there, Linda. Got your cat singing. Oh, you was a flight instructor when 9/11 happened. Damn, trash bag. Damn. I remember that day very vividly because I was at work in Georgia in my van listening to talk radio, and then they just boom interrupted, and they were like, it looks like a plane just hit one of the World Trade Centers, and they tried to blow it off, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's probably blah, blah, blah. And then, wait a minute, another one just hit. That's when they were like, no, this is some bull crap. So then I had to go check all the other news, and it was everywhere at that point. And, yeah, it was hard to listen to.
I was at work, and I remember Dave called me because he was at home. He was watching the Today Show. And he said that a plane flew into the World Trade Center. He's like, they're saying it's just a little passenger plane, like a Cessna. And then I was like, okay, why the hell you calling and tell me this? You know, that
was a
sucks.
crazy ass day.
And then a few minutes later, he called back and was like, holy shit, it was a fucking jetliner. And so me and Gloria were working together. And I'd say within 15 minutes, our phone stopped ringing. Obviously, you couldn't get through. We went outside to smoke, and it was completely silent. No traffic on the interstate, no planes flying overhead. It was crazy.
Mick, if you're flying Monday, I wish you all the best. Make sure you tell the pilot to let the co-pilot know to raise the landing gear and not the flaps. Just saying.
Right. He got
tell
his
the stewardess
on.
to go tell the pilot, hey, make sure he raises the landing gear, not the flaps.
I need you to identify all the levers for me before we take off.
We don't want to be going back to the ground. And hey, can I have a exit seat, please? Because I may be popping this door open really quick. Uh-oh. What happened? Wait, you froze.
It's because they landed on a
I heard. I
building,
wonder
essentially.
how, and it froze. What'd you say?
I was gonna say, I wonder if it would have ended differently if they would have landed on like flat ground instead of on a building. Would it have still
The
exploded?
problem with that
You'd
is
think that they shouldn't just go kaboom like that. They
that's
weren't
the
that high
problem.
off the
That
ground.
plane is loaded with jet fuel, and it's in both wings. And it doesn't take much for one of those wings to hit the ground and that jet fuel to hit a hot motor. It's going to catch on fire, which is instantly going to cause an explosion every time. So that's why if they could figure out a way to make something to jettison the wings, I don't know, before they hit the ground.
I don't know if I'd want the aircraft to have a button where you can eject your wings, because next thing we know is the pilot turned around and hit the wing eject button with his elbow and flung the wings off the
I
plane.
get it, but it would probably save at least half of their lives because it
Wouldn't
wouldn't
it be
explode.
a better idea to somehow dump the fuel?
You can't dump the fuel that
Then-
fast, but you
then
can jettison
jettison your
wings that
fucking wings.
fast. It wouldn't be beneficial. It would make it too shaky. Like, what if one of those accidentally came detached? They want them hooked in strong. But if you could hit a button and make those wings fall off, that's where all the fuel would go. If the plane hit then, it would be like a car crash, and you could survive it because you got a seatbelt on it. But the explosion, no, you can't survive that.
Yeah, I don't know that having the wings fly off your plane would be a good idea. Good in concept. No, it seems risky.
Wow, King Cobra. I was watching reruns, chatting on IRC. Damn, not IRC. Man, I used to do that too. I used to
remember
run an
Gloria.
IRC server.
Gloria was worried. She's like, do you think we're safe? Like, there ain't nobody trying to fly a plane into our building. I think we're good. There is no important shit around our direct area. What boots?
Wow, Scott. Well, your uncle got lucky if he let somebody else
Mhm.
get on instead of him.
Her sister lived in Pennsylvania. So when the plane crashed out there, they all went out there, and they said the hole in the ground was still smoking.
I mean, considering the amount of money they spend on these planes, I don't think it would hurt for them to install. I mean, if they could figure out a way to do it, to make ejectable wings and a projectile parachute that shoots out of the back of the plane. Poof! And then the plane would come down very slowly and people would live. Instead of everybody on the plane's dead except for the guy that jumped. There you go. So I think it could save some lives. But then again, if they didn't have good safety features, it could also kill a bunch of people. So they'd have to work it out. I should invent it so I can make millions of dollars. Be a millionaire.
Screw the pilots, Cloud Chucker. Just detach the passenger cabin.
They could detach the passenger cabin and have the parachutes connected to the cabin. They could do that. Maybe shoot up all the passengers out of the top of the plane and let the rest of the plane go down with the captains. There you go. That's another way to do it. But they're going to go, yeah, but most of the time it's safe. Well, what about the times that it's not? Especially lately.
So my guess is a lot of the weird stuff we're talking about right now has probably already been floated by the safety folks that designed these things and decided that it was not logistically possible or safe to have your wings fly off or to have a detachable cockpit so all the passengers get jettisoned into the sky. I mean, what would we have to wear individual parachutes when we get on the plane?
Well, no. I mean, if they had it would have to be a gigantic parachute, number one. If it was going to shoot up a giant block of passengers, that I don't think that would work out too well, honestly, unless it made multiple, like 2 rows of seats, 2 rows of seats, 2 rows, and then, you know, every one of those had their own parachute. But I couldn't see it working that well. What's going to make the top of the plane come off? Is the top of the plane able to just flip open? If that's the case, it can't hold pressure up in the
and
above
who would be
10,000 feet.
responsible for pressing that button?
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know how they would narrow it down, but there should be a way to do it. That fuel is so flammable. I mean, you got to think, whereas we use 91 to 93 octane, jet fuel's way above. It's usually 100 octane or more.
Well, I mean, dire thing, you're assuming that ejection would be at like full speed. These people weren't going full speed. They couldn't get up to speed. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, like, so the guy that jumped out, she said the stewardess couldn't get their door open. So that obviously means they knew something was up, right? And things were not going well. So I wonder, were they trying to usher the passengers to just fucking jump now? What, kitty? Wow. Wow.
Gilbert Gottfried said that.
Wow.
Nice.
What? Meow. Do y'all hear her?
I want to shoot I never got while I get a life jacket when I fly over land. You know, talking about that, one of the guys that I've flown with before actually flew his paramotor from basically Pocosin over to the Eastern Shore. Now, if y'all are not familiar with the area, which you probably aren't, that's 22 miles over the bay, over very deep water. So I will say he did have a chase boat. If he didn't have a chase boat, then he would be absolutely insane. So if he did go in the water, there was a boat there to pick him up. Cool, whatever. But that's still, man. If you land in the water, you're gonna get salt water all over your wing and engine. Everything is gonna screw it up. But he took a big risk flying across the bay like that. And the weird thing I saw about it, it showed his highest altitude at 630 feet. That's not very high. So if he did have a motor out, he's gonna be coming down really quick. So
that's not even really high enough to unstrap yourself from your ship.
I have 50 million coins. Yeah, look at there. I'm good. I'm good to go. She let the coffee creamer go. She looked at you weird, like, what in the hell are you bringing coffee creamer for on the plane?
Shit, that reminds me, we don't have fucking coffee creamer.
We do not have coffee creamer. We ran out of coffee creamer like 2 days ago.
That's not good. I'm gonna need coffee in the morning.
Because lotion has glycerin in it. Yep. I heard Jeff Dunham talked about that when they were wiped. They wiped the dummy's butt and they were like, yeah, tested positive. It's like, what? Okay, I'm about at the 2-hour mark now. I'm going to go ahead and vape just because I'm scared. I'm scared to see what'll happen. I want to see what will happen now if I actually introduce regular nicotine back into my system. Since we're about to get off here in the next 5 minutes, so I have to try it. But I will say this worked really good. I went an hour with each strip, no problem, without vaping. No complaining, no bitching. It works. I'm a believer. And once again, I said it at the beginning of the show, but I will say it again. because a lot of people showed up later. Happy
He
Father's Day to
jumped
all the
out of the
fathers out there.
plane after it hit the building. So in the few seconds before it hit the building and explode, that's impeccable fucking timing. Bet he couldn't do that shit again. Yeah, I agree, Scott. I don't.
Linda, yeah, if you need
Oh,
help with
shit.
that intro thing, just hit me up, especially on the weekend when I may not be doing anything, but we're probably going to be working outside. So I may not be able to get right back to you, but I can help you with that intro thing. I mean, you already got the intro set. Setting up a scene would not take longer than 15 minutes. You'd be done. Then you just know you got to know what to click on, which it's only 2 clicks you got to do. Really one click. It'll play your intro and it'll automatically switch to your main scene. You don't have to do anything. And you're done. And if y'all haven't watched Linda's show, which comes on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Eastern Standard Time, called Lindy's Treehouse, you need to go check it out. She's been giving away some socks.
Damn.
If you can guess her secret word. And I got some cool Airhead socks. And then now she's got some socks. She's got Oreo socks and hot tamale socks and all kinds of cool little socks. It's cool.
I want the hot tamale socks.
She talks about stuff that we may not know. She goes and looks up stuff and tries to figure out what this stuff is. Just remote into her laptop, bring it up on video chat and share. Scott, that's pushing it for her. I don't want to make it hard for her. And it's better if she hands-on does it, because then she'll know what she did to make it happen and can make adjustments herself later on. If I just went in there and did it, she wouldn't know what the heck's going on. And so it's better that she puts it in there so she knows what she did to do that.
I can't have caffeine after 2. Apparently, one of the symptoms of perimenopause is weird ass heart palpitations, caffeine sensitivity. So if I drink caffeine after 2, not only will I have insomnia, I will be agitated at the same time, and my heart will be all flippity floppity, which I don't know if your heart's ever gone flippity floppity on you. That also increases or causes anxiety. And the more anxiety you have, the more flippity floppity it gets. So it's just a vicious cycle.
My chicken wings is trying to come back up.
No, that's not good.
Well, tasting them a second and third time is not that bad, but it's weird.
Did you eat my leftover ones in the fridge?
No, I did not. You still have leftover wings.
Man, they're hot. They were hot.
Coffee doesn't bother you? Yeah, it doesn't affect me really either, Linda. I can have... The only thing that keeps me awake is tea. I don't understand why that is. I can drink coffee and go right to sleep. If I drink tea, I'm in for a long night, apparently.
Coffee used to not bother me at all. I could drink it all day long, all night long, and go right to sleep. I can't do that anymore.
Oh.
It does not work.
Tea is stronger than coffee? It might be. You might be right, Slappy. I've never looked up the caffeine strength, but yeah, tea will definitely kick me into a new gear. If it's good tea, and then I won't be able to sleep. But
it keeps you awake after the second or third pot. Yeah, I think my heart would explode if I tried that.
Tea gives you the jitters. Wow, Linda, you.
See, iced tea. If I drink iced tea and then try to do any type of physical activity, like vacuum or sweep the floor or start taking out trash and doing stuff like that, I will barf. I don't know if it's the caffeine or the tea itself, but I get physically ill.
All right. Well, final verdict. The strips work.
And they're not as expensive as we thought because, reading helps.
Yes, reading does help. I'll have to ask them more about that as far as the pricing to make sure that everything we're reading is correct.
Of
And then I'll
course
let
it's
you guys
correct.
know.
You just didn't read it right the first time.
I guess not. I hope everybody has an excellent weekend. We're going to get off of here because freaking iCloud's popping up again on my freaking computer. I don't know what it is.
OneNote, not iCloud.
All the fathers have a happy Father's Day. I'm just going to relax and probably drink some beers and work on this backyard and maybe cut some more grass that I don't even need to cut.
We're going to celebrate just the same way we did on Mother's Day.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nothing, so. All right. We will catch you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Happy Friday the 13th to everybody. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.